So I just wanted to take a bit of time to go through burpees because a lot of people find burpees quite difficult, and there are some speed cheat options if you're going for speed, but there's also some options that can reduce the pressure on your knees, and some options that you can use to make life a little bit more difficult if you want. So I'm going to start by just showing you a basic burpee and how to reduce the pressure on your knees. So most people start with their knees quite narrow. I'm going to put hands down on the outside, and then you can see as I bend down, my heels come off the floor, and then I'm going to jump out into a plank. Now what I'd recommend, when you jump back in, bring the feet nice and wide, and you can see my foot is flat. Now I'm not the most flexible person in the world, but this foot is definitely flat and I'm up, and I haven't moved my body. You know, my body is here, my hand is here. So I can then come up and I can jump, or I can do whatever I need. And when I come back down, there's very little pressure on my knees. It's really comfortable for me to then just jump straight back and in again. So that's a really good cheat for your knees. The other thing that you can do when you're on the floor, so you've gone down here in this position, you can increase the difficulty by either throwing in a press up. I would advise against dropping to your knees because that can interrupt the flow. But what you can do is drop to the floor and then use your feet and your hands to push yourself back up. And then finish the burpee. So without jumping, those are two ways that you can introduce additional difficulty into the burpee. And then of course you can throw a jump into the end. So I have this box here. I also have a stack of tyres behind the camera that you can't see. I could jump onto a tyre. I could jump over this box. So this box is quite narrow. So I could jump over it, turn around, do a burpee on the other side. If you want to go easier though, you can use things like the box or even these weights to rest your hands on to create an incline, and you can put the press up onto that incline as well. So if I get these out the way, you can put your hands on here, jump out, jump in, up, down, or you can go out, push up, in. There's a few different ways that you can incorporate difficulty whilst making some things easier and some things more difficult.